One of the best ways to analyze companies is to perform horizontal analysis. But in order to do this, you need to know the horizontal analysis formula. And most importantly, how to use this formula so that you can get good answers as to whether or not you should invest in a particular company. In this video, I'm gonna share with you the horizontal analysis formula, and most importantly, I'm gonna walk you step by step by practical examples of using this formula in order to analyze different companies. And if you stay until the end, I'm gonna share with you a free template that you can start using right now, which automatically allows you to perform horizontal analysis on any public company that you like. Okay, so as you can see, here is the horizontal analysis formula. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you step by step through the formula, and then we're going to do some example calculations, and then we're gonna get into the automated template that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. So the horizontal analysis formula, as you can see, is quite simple. What you need to do is you take the amount in comparison. So this could be like the revenue for the latest year. So let's say the company released its latest revenue in 2022 and you want to compare it with the previous year. So in this case, you would take the revenue from 2021. So you would subtract to get the difference between these two numbers, and then you would divide that number by the revenue in this case for 2021. This, if you multiply this by 100, will give you the percentage change of that particular item that you're analyzing in the company's financial statements. So essentially, this formula is quite simple, and it is a formula that I highly recommend that you memorize, because this is not only the horizontal analysis formula, but it's also the percentage change formula, which is absolutely critical in finance to be able to calculate how different quantities and different items are changing over time. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to get the company financials for Microsoft, which is a very well-known company. And the way that we're gonna do this is using Y-Sheets. So Y-Sheets is an add-on that works for Excel and Google Sheets, and it allows you to get these financial statements automatically, as you will see in a second. However, you can also do this getting the financials from another source. The only thing is that to get those financials on your spreadsheet to be able to do the calculations is a little bit tricky. This is why I recommend using this method. Once we have this in place, we can select whether we want annual or quarterly data. For annual and quarterly data, the process is exactly the same, but just to keep things simple, we're gonna keep it to annual data. After that, we're gonna click on get data. And by the way, something that you could do is reverse the statement dates, but in this case, we'll keep it simple. So after you do that, you click on get data, and what's gonna happen, as you see here, is that you're gonna get the financial growth metrics, the key metrics, and this includes all of this ones, the cash flow statement, the balance sheet, and the income statement of the company. And the cool thing about this is that the data goes back historically, in this case all the way to 2004, so that way you can analyze multiple years very fast. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to do the horizontal analysis formula calculations right here on the income statement. So in the example that we mentioned before, we set revenue. So in this case, that's what we're gonna do. So first things first, we're gonna set up our spreadsheet. In this case, you see how we have the revenues right here. What we're gonna do is we're going to add a percentage change, and this is where we're going to do the horizontal analysis formula. So the way that the formula works is super simple. You take the 2022 value, which is the latest value in this case, minus the previous value, and you divide it by the previous value. This will give you the percentage change. So now we just add this, and here we go. In Excel, you can just press the percentage, and this will automatically turn it into a percentage without you having to multiply the number by 100. And the cool thing about this is that you can drag the formula across, so that way you only do it once. And as you can see, it's taking the right formula every single time. So that way you can really see the change in this case of the revenue over time. So in this case, we see in 2018, it was 22%, here 14, 13, 17, 17. So it looks like the trajectory, it's a little bit downward, but it looks like it's going to stay within that 15 to 17% range. So this is very valuable. And the other thing that you need to know is that you can apply this exact formula to pretty much any any item that you want in the financial statements. So in this case we did revenue, but we could also do it for another item in the financial statements. So in this case, let's say we want to do it for the net income, which is a very important number. We can just apply the same formula. So this minus this, make sure you do it in brackets so that way the order of the math works. And here we go. Now we get this, turn it into a percentage, add some more decimals, and now we can drag it across. So here's the numbers as you can see. By the way, this is quite a drastic change, but this is good for the company. The other thing that I want to tell you, which is really important, is that you don't necessarily have to do this on an annual or year-to-year basis. You can also do this for different time periods. So for example, let's say we want to calculate the percentage change from 2022 until 2018. The way that we do that is we just take the 2022 data, subtract it by the 2018 data, in this case the revenue, and then divide it by the 2018 data. And now we have the percentage change from this period right here, which if you look right here, the count is 5. So this basically means 5 years. So in 5 years from 2018 to 2022, Microsoft in this case grew its revenues at a rate of 80% roughly. So that is very valuable, and these are the most important things that you need to know about the horizontal analysis formula. Now I'm going to take you to the template that allows you to do this even faster than what I'm showing you right now. Before I show you that template, actually one thing that I want to do is just do a quick calculation to show you that this can also be done for other items of the financial statements. So in this case, now we're looking at the balance sheet for Microsoft. I'm going to expand these numbers so you can see them, and we're going to calculate the horizontal analysis formula. We're going to do that formula for the total current assets. Here we take the latest minus the previous, so everything remains exactly the same. And now turning this into a percentage, we can see that there was a decrease actually in the total current assets of the company, which may or may not have been positive. This is something that you have to dig deeper into the company research to find out, but here's how you do it. Now moving on to the automated horizontal analysis template. So you can see that we set up this template right here. Now the magic is not quite there yet. We're going to build it together, but what's going to happen is that we're going to be able to change the company ticker to pretty much any public company that you like. And what's going to happen is that you're going to get the financial data, in this case the data from the income statement, which we pretty much just copy pasted from the income statement that you can see right here. And then after that, the data is going to come here, and the percentage change columns that you can see right here are going to automatically be populated with the calculation. So I'm going to take you to that step by step. The first thing that you need to know is that rather than having to get the data all at once like this, which sometimes is really good, but other times you want to do more custom type of analysis, you can use Y-Sheets to provide you with the data that you need automatically. And the way that you do that is by using different functions that Y-Sheets offers. So in this case, for fundamental data, the function to use is the WISE function, and you can kind of see how it works here along with some examples that you can try out. So we're gonna do this together. The way that this works is simple. So we're going to say equals WISE. The symbol is going to be Apple in this case. We're going to select the parameter or parameters. In this case is revenue, and then the periods. So these are the years. And then after this, we can click enter, and as you can see now the data populates. We're going to turn this, we can actually turn this into the accounting format. So as you can see now we have the data right here. If we want to do the percentage change, which we really want to in this case because that's the whole purpose of the template, we apply the formula that we talked about throughout this video, turn this into a percentage, add some decimals, drag the formula across, and there you go. The thing is, because here this is the starting year, there's not data before this. This is why you cannot do the calculation for this year, but you can continue to add more and more years, and you can add pretty much as many years as you want with the data coverage. So as you can see, oh, here it's 0%, and the reason why this happens is very simple. This is because this is the same data, so there's no percentage change, but this is very simple to do. And a good illustration of the flexibility of Y-sheets, I can just simply change something like the period, the calculation and the data changes, and so you can see these results now. Now we need to do the same for all the other different items. So I'm just gonna show you this example, and then the other ones you can kind of figure out how they work. In this case, we're gonna select the same ticker. We're gonna select now this range of parameters that we want to get, and then the periods are this. So after we click enter, now we get the data. So great. We're gonna format this as accounting format. And now something we could do actually is we can just copy paste the formula here and just adjust the numbers. So in this case, it's taking percentage change from the gross profit ratio. So one thing that we could do is we could just do this. So just move it to the proper columns, and as you can see here is the difference in terms of the gross profit. The other thing that you could do is to calculate the gross profit ratio change, and for that the formula is even easier because this is already a percentage. What you can do is just take the difference between this percentage and this other, and this tells you the difference in the percentage change. So as you can see, this is quite helpful as well, but it's really up to you how you want to do. And the rest of the template works exactly the same. So I'm going to populate it for you and I'm going to show you the final result. As you can see, this is the final result of the template, and I'm going to leave a link in the description so that way you can go ahead and download it. And now once the template is ready, the cool thing about this is that you can just simply change the company ticker. All of the data will automatically update as you just saw right now, including the calculations of the percentage change or the horizontal analysis formulas. So one of the things that you can do is to go ahead and copy paste this data on a different tab of your spreadsheet. What I recommend is that you copy paste this as values so that way you can compare side to side. In this case, we're comparing Microsoft, and now we can simply change the ticker to Apple, and this provides an easy side-to-side comparison of the two companies and their two different numbers. You can keep doing this for as many companies as you like, but you get the idea. Now you know everything that you need to know about the horizontal analysis formula. Now you know what the horizontal analysis formula is and how to use it effectively. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification zone so that way you get notified every time we release a new video like this that's gonna allow you to take your investing game to the next level. I'll see you in the next one.